Welcome to the Gadget 360 show. Very, very excited to bring you this show because there's so much that's actually happened that we have to tell you all about. First, we'll start off with Samsung Unpacked, all the stuff that happened out there relevant to Gadget 360. We've covered one part of it on the Cell Guru show, so do watch that show also. And the second part is being covered right here. Then we'll move on to a laptop that I can say without any hesitation whatsoever. At around 40,000 rupees, this laptop has absolutely no parallel, no comparison. This is the Honor MagicBook 15. Then we'll move on to Oppo's watch, and they call it very simply the Oppo Watch. I have to say that if Apple has competition, it's come from Oppo. And then we'll move on to this. This is the Instax printer. It's a portable printer because it actually even works on battery. That means you can carry it in your pocket with you. You can take out prints anywhere you like. I mean, from your smartphone, from whatever you like. It's a very, very interesting thing. But what's the quality like? That and a whole lot more on the Gadget 360 show today.
On the show this week, we have a laptop that brings up a pop-up webcam. This is the Honor MagicBook 15 and we test it out. We also have the new Oppo watch that looks very similar to the Apple Watch but comes at a very affordable price. And we get cleaning with the Roidme F8 Storm vacuum cleaner. How good does it prove to be? We'll tell you.
Let's start off first with Samsung Unpacked. Lots and lots of things that happened out there. The buzz and hype for this event had been building up for a very, very long time. Everything went along those expected situations of all the devices that we thought would come out there. Some disappointment with the Note phone series because it wasn't as oh my god as we thought it always is. But then the tablet that came in and the watch that came in were absolutely fabulous. The watch has ECG and blood pressure. Of course, we've got to get the certification here in India to use it, but imagine a watch that can actually do all of that. And the tablet now has some fantastic new features and innovations that really makes it stand out. It's literally a laptop replacement in every single way. Let's take a look at these two.
Samsung has lifted the curtain on its new slew of gadgets, and all of it exudes luxury in the lovely new Mystic Bronze color. 5 new gadgets were launched at the Unpacked event that was live streamed from South Korea. This included the Note 20 and the Note 20 Ultra, the next folding phone in Samsung's lineup, the Galaxy Z Fold 2, Galaxy Buds Live, the Tab S7 and the Galaxy Watch 3. Samsung's tablets are only getting much better and the new Tab S7 is testament to that. We will finally see 5G on tablets too with this. There's also the Tab S7 Plus, which brings a large 12.4-inch AMOLED screen, 120Hz refresh rate, and this time there's an improved add-on keyboard and trackpad combo. Samsung is blurring the lines between a laptop and tablet with this. The Tab S7 runs on Android and there's an updated version of DeX that can give a PC-like desktop view and can also cast the tablet onto a nearby TV. There are some improved S Pen related features as well as dual rear cameras on the Tab. The Samsung Tab S7 is priced at €699, which is roughly 62,000 rupees. There's a new Galaxy Watch 2. Meet the Galaxy Watch 3. It brings advanced health features like electrocardiogram and blood oxygen or SpO2 monitoring. There is also a cuffless blood pressure monitor. But yes, these are not approved in India just yet. In terms of design, the Galaxy Watch 3 brings back the physical rotating bezel from the original Galaxy Watch. Unlike its predecessors, the Watch 3 has built-in GPS, it's IP68 water resistant and can track up to 40 different activities. Samsung will also expand on its running coach feature. Some of the new and advanced health features will only be available much later.
And now let's move on to what I've already declared is the laptop if your budget is around 40,000 rupees, the Honor MagicBook 15. First and foremost, very, very well built. I mean, it's an all-metal body and very, very nicely put together. Second, the screen is fantastic. The bezels are very thin, almost about 5 mm three ways, so it's a very immersive experience. Then what you get is something else that is very, very interesting. It's got a pop-up camera, but you can't find it where you normally get a webcam. It's actually built into the keyboard under a key. Very, very smart. Then a fingerprint scanner in the power button, and then a 65-watt charger, and that also a USB-C, so it gives you a lot of flexibility as to what you can do and what you can do with that charger, and where if you get stuck in some situation you can still charge this with any USB-C charger that actually is certified to come up to what this needs. So like I said right in the beginning, this is an incredible laptop at the price. Let's take a closer look.
A necessity more than a luxury, laptops are all the rage right now. But hey, we say more the merrier. And today we have the just launched Honor MagicBook 15 with us in our studios. Priced aggressively at 42,990 rupees, Honor MagicBook 15 also brings the new AMD Ryzen processors. So let's see what magic Honor manages to do here in our work life. Design. The Honor MagicBook 15 follows suit on the brushed metallic trend. This is the Mystic Silver color that we got for review. It does well on design, and the laptop is large with a 15.6-inch screen. The shell has the Honor logo skewed to one side, and it is a slightly heavy laptop to hold. There are very slim bezels around the screen, which makes this look better than a lot of its competition at this price. The keyboard is not spaced out. There is some space on the sides of the keyboard, which we didn't really mind. The keyboard houses a pop-up camera, which is convenient to launch when needed. Overall, Honor keeps the design minimalistic, and the pop-out webcam is the big highlight here. Display. This is a 15.6-inch Full HD display. The color gamut reproduction on the display was good. The brightness goes up to 250 nits, which we found is more than enough for working or for watching videos. Performance. The Honor MagicBook 15 is one of the first few laptops we are testing that is powered by the AMD Ryzen 5 3500U processor. We opened various heavy applications, played games, did long video calls to test the new Ryzen 3500 processor to the T, and we have to say it did pretty well. Applications were quick, we had no lag or waiting time in starting the laptop and running applications on it. The AMD Ryzen 3500 is paired with Radeon Vega 8 GPU for graphics. The laptop did not heat up while gaming, maybe because of the S-shaped fan design in this laptop. Heat dissipation is good, but that said, we wouldn't recommend this laptop just for gaming. Honor MagicBook 15 runs on Windows 10 Home, and there's a free 1-month trial of Microsoft 365. Webcam. The magic in the MagicBook is in the form of this pop-up that almost seems to appear out of nowhere. Just press down on the camera key and it comes up. Yes, it does give an upward angle during video calls, but otherwise the quality of the webcam is actually pretty good. Privacy remains intact, as after the call the lens can be tucked away. The sound from this laptop is good too. There are 2 speakers on this, and there's Dolby Audio. There are 2 Realtek mics which are spot on this laptop. Connectivity. Honor has given an array of different types of ports: USB Type-A, Type-C, and even a headphone jack. There are only a few ports though. We wish Honor had populated the sides of this shell with a couple of more. There is dual band Wi-Fi that the MagicBook 15 brings. The keys have good feedback, it's comfortable to type on, and the trackpad was great to use as well. In terms of security, Honor has doubled up the power button as a fingerprint sensor to unlock the laptop. Pricing. Honor has kept things pretty light in this department. This is an entry-level laptop that starts at 42,990 rupees, but with current sales it's available for 39,990 rupees. Battery. The Honor MagicBook 15 lasted us a good 8 hours with heavy use. The best part is that it juices up very fast with this 65 watts charger. It is the Type-C charger, and in 30 minutes it charged the laptop to 50%. All in all, the Honor MagicBook 15 has many highlight features, even though this is an entry-level laptop. At 39,990 rupees, it brings the new AMD Ryzen 5 3500 processor, which is comparable and even maybe a shade better than Intel's 10th Gen i5. It will do really well for everyday computing tasks, and the charger with this laptop is a big plus as well. We like the inconspicuous webcam design, and Honor sure has a winner on its hands with the MagicBook 15.
Moving on now to the Oppo watch, and that's exactly what they call it, the Oppo watch. They've kept it simple. And I have to say that it's got a lot going for it. First and foremost, the build quality is amazing. The features are amazing. A very interesting one button to take off the strap and put a new one. Lots and lots of new straps. Comes in 2 colors. And then they've done something with the screen that I never thought was possible. They've actually been able to put a curved screen into a watch. That is incredible. Then it's got 2 processors inside. One that does all the heavy duty stuff, and the other one kicks in when it has to have to save battery life and you're not really using it for too much. So that's again something that I never thought was possible in a watch. Let's take a closer look at the Oppo watch.
That's not an Apple Watch you're looking at. That is the new Oppo watch. Yes, it has an absolute dead ringer for the Apple Watch in terms of design, but does it match up to one? The new Oppo watch comes in a 41mm and 46mm variant. It is priced at a breezy 14,990 rupees for the 41mm one and 19,990 rupees for the 46mm one. We got the 46mm variant, which as you can see sits pretty big on our wrist. The screen size on this is a massive 1.91 inches, and Oppo says this has a 72.7% screen to body ratio. That is pretty noteworthy for a watch. It looks every bit premium. We got the black variant, but the 46mm one also comes in an exciting glossy gold. The frame is made with a 6 series aluminium alloy. It's not really prone to scratches, but the screen might be. This is a 3D flexible AMOLED screen. It has a dual curved display that seems to fall off over the edge. It is a piece of beauty. The strap is pretty modular and has a single button to hook onto. Let's now peek into the display. Well, outdoors, this did pretty well, something that is so important in a good smartwatch or fitness tracker. The Oppo watch can go up to 500 and even 1000 nits of brightness, which is vastly impressive. We had no problem looking at this even in direct sunlight. The display is clear. In case you really want to know, there is a pixel density of 326 ppi on this. There are 2 buttons on the side. One brings up home and apps, and the other one is a multifunctional button. In our case, it brought up different workout modes. The watch has many different features to tap into. It has to be paired with the Google Wear OS app to get started. With this, it connects with the phone and has access to contacts, calendar, etc. The watch can bring up notifications and you can reply to messages, WhatsApps or emails, but to answer the biggest question this watch brings. Yes, you can answer calls with the watch, but you need your phone to be close by. There are inbuilt mics on the watch that do well for answering quick calls. Google Wear OS can track your heart rate 24/7 and even monitor your sleep. You can also conjure up Google Assistant with the watch and ask for things like the weather. The Hey Tap app has many watch faces to choose from, and it also brings a feature where you can click a picture of your outfit and the AI will give you a selection of watch faces to choose from that match your outfit. We tried this and voila, we had a match. Steps, calories, sleep, exercise all form an X pattern on the main watch face of the watch. There are 5 exercise sensors on this and it can accurately track different kinds of workouts. There is also a 5 minutes workout app built in. The Oppo watch has a GPS plus GLONASS tracking. There is also a race to wake feature, which is nice and doesn't drain too much battery. There are 2 modes the watch brings, smart mode and power saver mode. On the smart mode, the watch can last around 6 days of use, and on the power mode, it lasts up to 20 days. There is a magnetic charger that comes with the watch, similar to the Apple Watch. Like its phones, this gives VOOC flash charging and can charge up the watch to 100% in 75 minutes. Under the hood, the Oppo watch is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon Wear and a secondary Ambic Apollo 3 chip that it can switch to during power saver mode. A whole lot of tech, features and a pizzazz. The Oppo watch sure turned heads with its launch and it lives up to the hype. It is a great watch to use and it sits pretty on the wrist. Don't mistake it for the Apple Watch though, this still very much runs on Google's Wear OS. In fact, this is a watch that looks even better than the Apple Watch. And so, at around 20,000 rupees, the Oppo watch makes for a great deal.
Now let's move on to Roidme, and you must be like, okay, is that a new word? Yes, it really is, because it's a sister, brother, cousin, something company of Xiaomi. And you know, Xiaomi has a lot of family. They've got brother, sister. It's like one of those extended families that we have here in India. Chacha, Bhatija, everything, all included. So Roidme, they've come up with a handheld vacuum cleaner. Take a look.
We recently showed you a Xiaomi robot that could switch things up and only did an average job, while Xiaomi's sister company Roidme is here with a pretty inexpensive vacuum cleaner. This is the Roidme F8 Storm FX. It's priced at 27,000 rupees, but online you will get this for 23,000 rupees. At a dream price like that, does the Roidme vacuum cleaner prove its mettle in cleaning? And does it make cleaning any fun? Let's find out. The Roidme F8 Storm FX is not a robot vacuum cleaner, so you will have to put in the manual effort. It doesn't connect to an app either, but it is cordless, which means you can charge it and use it for around 55 minutes on regular mode and only 10 minutes on max mode. It comes with many different attachments. There's this large closed cavity brush, a smaller one in size, and one with bristles on it. There is a large rod that snaps on when you want to reach objects that are further away. We'll get to the design in a bit. Let's first fire up this bazooka and see if it can clean up a storm. The large brush attachment is meant to clean floors and carpets. We tried it on and it did a fantastic job cleaning up this old carpet. We tried to reach corners with this, but it didn't do as well. The grip is good and the dirt does not spread at all. The smaller attachment is meant for mattresses or sofas. It was easy to clean with and it did a powerful job again. And there is this little brush that can clean surfaces, objects, and even TVs like this. It can directly be fitted into the main vacuum body for easy reach. The little brush attachment can also be taken apart a bit further to reach crevices. The design of the Roidme F8 Storm FX is a lot like its pricey competition, the Dyson V10. There is this dust cup where you can see the dust whirring up, and there is this HEPA filter in the dust cup too. It has an eye-catching design and is pretty practical when in use. But when not in use, we would recommend fixing on a stand that Roidme packs into the box. In terms of specs, it uses a suction power of 100 air watts. The suction pressure is an impressive 22,000 pascals. It has a multi-stage Dragon Cyclone air duct structure and the air volume can reach 1,000 liters per minute. In terms of battery, it comes with a 2200 mAh battery which takes about 2.5 hours to charge up. What does the suction power translate to in the real world? Well, we sprinkled a lot of dirt around home tiles to test this out. And in one single swipe, it picked up every tiny bit of dirt, leaving no trail behind. There wasn't any need to bring the vacuum cleaner to the clean spot again. But there is no wet mop function here, so it is useful only for dry dirt. The dirt is separated at multiple levels inside the dust cup itself. It's easy to detach and clean out the dust cup. Wow, we got a lot of grime in our 2 hours of cleaning. Yes, it does make some amount of noise while doing its job, but the Roidme F8 Storm FX is a pretty practical cleaning tool. It can suck up any amount of dry dirt and can cover ground quite well by cleaning up floor, carpet, sofa, bed and surfaces. In terms of specs, the Roidme F8 Storm FX does almost better than its rival, the older Dyson V8, which is some feat considering its 23,000 rupees price tag is pretty affordable in comparison. We wish there was an app that came with it though, but if robots will not cut it for you, the Roidme F8 Storm FX is a great buy.
Let's take a quick break right now. On the show, when we come back, lots more, including a printer that you can carry in your pocket. Okay, speaking of something very, very good, let's move on to something that I've totally fallen in love with, the Instax. Now, this is a portable printer, battery operated. You can actually print from your phone, you can print from various other gadgets and devices, and you can literally carry it around with you. We took it for our tests and we thought that the prints were not that great. I mean, you can't expect it from a printer this size, but they were actually better than what we expected. Take a look. This is the Instax.
The good old charm of printed photographs and the limitless world of digital photography. The perfect combination of this could be the Instax Mini Link, Fujifilm's latest pocket-sized photo printer. So you can print pictures directly from your smartphone without retro film camera. The Instax Mini Link connects to the phone using Bluetooth, as well as its own Instax Mini Link app. It is straightforward to use. The app brings a whole host of features as well, right from cropping to making a collage, touching up an image to even printing just a single frame from a video. There is a match test feature in this that comes across as slightly gimmicky. There's also a party print function that allows up to 5 phones to be connected to the app and prints a combination of the 4 or 5 pictures sent in onto one Polaroid. Yes, the printed images are all nostalgic in the good old Polaroid form. They appear from the top like this and take around 12 seconds to print. The film has to be loaded onto the back and just press the center button to connect via Bluetooth to the app. The printer can also be used as a remote control and zooming in while taking pictures through the Instax Mini Link app. The Instax Mini Link doesn't do too well on the battery front and you will have to keep this charger handy. It is pretty fuss-free to use otherwise. The app is useful, but the prints are only okay and cannot be compared to good old film prints. Pictures edited on other apps with filters turned out slightly grainy, but if taken in good light, the print can come out well. The Polaroid does take a few minutes to develop into its full form. The Instax Mini Link is cute and portable. This is the dark denim color that we got, but it also comes in ash white and dusky pink. It's not cheap at 9,999 rupees, plus the film is another 1,000 rupees for 20 prints. But if you want to light up a small party or are big on prints, then this is the perfect portable printer to get.
That then is the Gadget 360 show for this week. As always, lots of cool stuff coming up next week. Do join me.